Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the reasons why he lost some fights early in his career, because he took unnecessary chances and he fought recklessly. Then, as he adjusted later in his career, he fought more intelligently. He took a lot of risks still, but he was more intelligent about it. He was more intelligent about the way he approached fights. And then he started winning and beating guys. And that, you know, like where he might have like thrown himself into wars before, like the Michael Johnson fight was just chaos, just a war. Just the first fight in the UFC, just throws himself into chaos.
I remember that fight.
Yeah, chaos.
Yeah.
He would just try to see. He was like Michael Chandler, but a better fighter. You know, just more successful at it, at a high level.
So you pick Justin Gaethje over Paddy?
I don't say that. I do think that Michael Chandler was 38 years old with a lot of miles on him. Although he's a fucking animal, and
how old is Justin Gaethje?
Justin's probably 35. How old is Justin?
36, turns 37 in November.
Yeah.
That's when it starts to slip away. If you're natural, everything after 35, like this is one of the most extraordinary things about Alexander Volkanovski.
And I don't think that he's the type of guy that takes care of his body all the time, and he's like very strict.
Nah, I'm not going to make that stupid mistake James Vick did and call him Homer Simpson and get knocked the fuck out. So, to me, he's a legend, lad, and I'm not going to disrespect him. It's as simple as that.
Paddy is absolutely tremendous. His takedowns aren't great, but his size, the scouser chin, and the forward pressure might be enough to actually win a title. I am going to pick Paddy here. I hate how high his chin is in fights. When you're in boxing class, they teach you, a lot of them will put a tennis ball under your chin. You keep the tennis ball there, right? You bounce on your toes. They slide paper under your heels. Make sure you're on your toes. You could put a volleyball under Paddy Pimblett's chin. Fuck a tennis ball. You could put a volleyball. His head is straight up in the air. And somebody like Justin, who has no problem walking through fire and bombing away, that could be a problem. But Paddy has been very vocal. I am not dumb enough to get knocked out by Justin Gaethje. So Paddy gets it. He's a high IQ fighter. Justin is one of the best to ever do it, at least as far as excitement is concerned. So I expect Justin to come forward, be exciting, swing wild, and I expect Paddy to get the takedowns, control from there. Paddy Pimblett's going to be the pick.
Paddy the Baddy is not the young guy you think he is. Paddy the Baddy is not the brand new 24-year-old new kid on the block that you think that he is. As a matter of fact, Joe Silva tried to sign Paddy the Baddy. Joe Silva left the industry a decade ago. And he tried to sign Paddy the Baddy. So I'm just speaking to, Paddy goes about 32. He's got a birthday coming up. He could be pushing on 33, gonna be 32. I'm just sharing. He's not the boy that you think he is. But Justin is older. And in the world of boxing, the speed advantage would go to the youth. If you didn't know who's faster than who, and you could just look at one number, it wouldn't be record, it wouldn't be knockouts, it wouldn't be experience. You would just look at who was younger. Well, he's got an advantage. And we love to say he's got an age advantage. But all we're saying is speed. That's what we're saying when we say he's got an age advantage. He's the younger. We're just saying that we think he's going to be quicker than the other guy. And that is one deal with Justin Gaethje.
Do I think Paddy can win? 100%. I think this kid is doing it right, man. He is constantly seemingly like he's working on his strength and conditioning. He's always looking bigger and stronger every time that we see him inside of that cage. And I think he's always improving his striking. And I think he's more dangerous in all areas than people give him credit for. Like, that Chandler fight really started, the beginning of the end was when he smashed his fucking face with that knee. And then from there, just started battering him. His ground and pound is really aggressive, like he showed in that fight. But I think a lot of this particular matchup, because of Gaethje's grappling, is going to take place on the feet. Gaethje is getting older. He's got a lot of wear and tear on him. It is the perfect time for Paddy to be facing.
Before Paddy Pimblett and Justin Gaethje even fight, everyone has an opinion. Some think Justin's power will end it early. Others feel Paddy's style, grit, and ground game could cause real problems. The predictions are split, and that's what makes this fight so interesting. Nobody fully agrees on how it plays out.
Beat him in a decision. So he's on a 1-fight win streak.
Nice.
But he said he was going to retire. He's 30, what'd I say? 37 years old. He just turned 37.
What's wrong with that?
I don't know, dude. I'm kind of leaning towards Paddy. But the way he does get hit with left hooks, he looks so good against Michael Chandler. Paddy's got a lot of ways to win.
He's a scouser.
He's a scouser. Scousers don't get knocked out, you mushroom.
He KO'd Dustin with a head kick too. The fight before the Max Holloway one, which is pretty impressive.
True. So who he got, man?
Probably Paddy, rear naked.
I think. Oh, Paddy RNC.
Going down in the detail.
Remember Khabib.
Yeah. Remember Khabib. Paddy RNC is definitely possible.
When Angelo Bedetti broke down why Justin was still in this spot, he focused on what Justin always brings. He saw Justin as someone who shows up to fight every single time, no matter what happened in his last outing. Even after getting knocked out badly not long ago, Angelo felt the UFC trusted Justin because he pushes forward, throws hard, and never plays it safe. That reliability in his eyes kept Justin in the title picture.
Paddy Pimblett's on a 9-fight win streak. So I get how he ended up there. I also get how Justin Gaethje got here. Yeah, he was just 2 fights ago face down on the canvas at UFC 300 in what will live forever as one of the greatest knockouts of all time. I get it. I saw it. My live reaction to that was like, oh my God. But you know what you get with Justin Gaethje? You get a kid who shows up, throws down. He's an exciting guy. He will get in your face. He will punch. He's not going to play some boring bullshit. He will fight. So the UFC was met with a challenge. Their champion's getting a divorce, so he stepped away. And now they need to either hold up the entire division or put together a freaking fight for the boys. So they put together a fight for the boys, and this is what they came up with, and I don't hate it. We got
Angelo then leaned heavily into Paddy's physical advantages. He kept coming back to Paddy's size, strength, and how different he looks once the cage door closes. He believed Paddy is bigger than people think for this weight, and that when he uses that size to pressure forward, he can force the fight where he wants it. On the ground, Angelo clearly trusted Paddy's control and grappling far more than Justin's ability to stop takedowns.
Paddy's listed as a smaller person here. He will look bigger in the cage, and I think he is bigger. He's 5'10", Justin Gaethje's 5'11". I don't believe those numbers. Paddy Pimblett is big as shit for this weight class. And when he uses that size and he comes forward and he drags it to the ground, he has a lot of success. On the ground, he's a very slick grappler with incredible control. And if you told me a year ago that Paddy Pimblett would be a UFC champion, I would call you gay. I would accuse you of being a British homer, and I would send you packing. But here we are. We are just a few weeks removed from the bowl cut king holding a UFC belt. And I love Justin Gaethje. I love Justin Gaethje. He's a dying breed of savage in the UFC, but I don't think he wins here. He was a collegiate wrestler, but he doesn't wrestle. And while I wouldn't want him wrestling in this matchup, I think the problem is he's going to need to defend some takedowns, and those aren't great either. He just got taken down by Rafael Fiziev. Paddy is absolutely tremendous. His takedowns aren't great, but his size, the scouser chin, and the forward pressure might be enough to actually win a title.
In the end, Angelo picked Paddy to win, even though he admitted the danger is real on the feet. He saw Justin charging forward and throwing wild shots, but he believed Paddy is smart enough to avoid a firefight for too long. Angelo expected Paddy to survive the early chaos, drag the fight down, and stay on top long enough to secure the win. For him, that path felt more likely than Justin keeping it standing the whole time.
A title. I am gonna pick Paddy here. I hate how high his chin is in fights. When you're in boxing class, they teach you, a lot of them will put a tennis ball under your chin. You keep the tennis ball there, right? You bounce on your toes. They slide paper under your heels. Make sure you're on your toes. You could put a volleyball under Paddy Pimblett's chin. Fuck a tennis ball. You could put a volleyball. His head is straight up in the air. And somebody like Justin, who has no problem walking through fire and bombing away, that could be a problem. But Paddy has been very vocal. I am not dumb enough to get knocked out by Justin Gaethje. So Paddy gets it. He's a high IQ fighter. Justin is one of the best to ever do it, at least as far as excitement is concerned. So I expect Justin to come forward, be exciting, swing wild, and I expect Paddy to get the takedowns control from there. Paddy Pimblett's going to be the pick.
When Sean O'Malley leaned into the actual fight, he clearly started favoring Paddy. What stood out to him was how much Paddy has grown compared to a few years ago. He brought up how people once doubted Paddy and questioned his wins, but now the confidence feels different. Sean saw Paddy as as more complete, calmer, and way more dangerous than before, especially when the fight starts getting messy.
This is a business. Paddy versus Gaethje is a bigger fight than Arman versus either of those two.
Okay.
It's a Paramount biggest first pay-per-view. I'm talking with my hands a lot. This,
I got
come on.
No, I'm good.
Who you guys got? Paddy versus Gaethje? It's an interesting
dude,
fight.
I got Paddy all day.
I think I
He's
do too.
Bad, dude. He's good.
It's weird though. It's like 3 years ago you asked me that. I'm like, I don't know. Jared Gordon beat him. It's like, but now Paddy's on a. Paddy's
Who
good.
did Justin just fight, like, recent?
Justin hasn't fought him.
He got knocked
last
out.
fight.
The last fight he got knocked out, right? By Holloway?
Max? Oh, shit. Justin or
No,
That was Justin, but Max Holloway knocked him out, yeah?
No,
they were
Gaethje's
just
37. He's
in the
not gonna.
pocket.
His last fight, he's not gonna get KO'd and then come and do a title fight, is he?
Not his last fight, surely.
He beat Rafael Vaziev. So he lost to Max, then he beat Rafael Vaziev, KO'd him.
So he's looking
Nope.
good.
Sean also talked about Justin's recent run and age, and that played into his thinking. He acknowledged that Justin is still dangerous and coming off a solid win, but he did not ignore the wear and tear. To him, Justin being older and coming off recent knockouts raised questions about how much damage he can still take in a long fight against someone like Paddy. Sean leaned toward Paddy because of the number of ways he can win. He kept circling back to Paddy's ability to survive exchanges and then turn things into a grappling battle. In his view, if the fight hits the ground, Paddy has a real chance to close the show, possibly by taking the back and finishing it there. That overall flexibility is why Sean landed on Paddy.
Beat him in a decision. So he's on a 1-fight win streak.
Nice.
But he said he was gonna retire. He's 30. What'd I say? 37 years old. He just turned 37. I don't know, dude. I'm kind of leaning towards Paddy. But the way he does get hit with left hooks, he looks so good against Michael Chandler. Paddy's got a lot of ways to win.
He's a scouser.
He's a scouser. Scousers don't get knocked out, you mushroom.
He KO'd Dustin with a head kick too. The fight before the Max Holloway one, which is pretty impressive.
True. So who we got, man?
Probably Paddy, rear naked.
I think. Paddy
Going
RNC.
down to the
Because
detail.
remember Khabib?
Yeah. Remember Khabib. Paddy RNC is definitely possible.
Chael broke down how Justin fights and why speed matters so much against him. Chael pointed out that Justin does not mind getting hit because he uses those moments to fire back even harder. That means exchanges are always risky. In his eyes, if Paddy cannot land and get out clean, he is stepping right into Justin's game. Chael made it clear that trading evenly with Justin usually ends badly unless you can beat him to the punch every time.
Shot. If you can be fast enough, you can get your shot and get out of the way before he gets his shot, right? It's an equal trade. But is Paddy faster? Justin just gave an assessment. I'm so happy for Justin, by the way. He played such an interesting hand here. And he didn't have the cards. By the way, he did not have, there was a lot of things that fell into place to get us to this point. If Ilia Topuria had not taken to social media and said, hey guys, time out, I don't believe we're at this point. I don't believe it was going to be Justin versus Ilia. I'll admit that it could have been, but I don't think it was. I think Paddy was going to get that opportunity first.
Chael then looked at age and how people often misunderstand it. He pushed back on the idea that Paddy is some young, fresh fighter. He highlighted that Paddy has been around much longer than people think and is closer to his early 30s. Meanwhile, Justin is older, and Chael believes the first thing age takes away is speed. That is why he kept weighing their ages carefully, because whoever is quicker likely controls the fight.
Paddy the Baddy is not the young guy you think he is. Paddy the Baddy is not the brand new 24-year-old new kid on the block that you think that he is. As a matter of fact, Joe Silva tried to sign Paddy the Baddy. Joe Silva left the industry a decade ago. And he tried to sign Paddy the Baddy. So I'm just speaking to, Paddy goes about 32. He's got a birthday coming up. He could be pushing on 33, gonna be 32. I'm just sharing. He's not the boy that you think he is. But Justin is older. And in the world of boxing, the speed advantage would go to the youth. If you didn't know who's faster than who, and you could just look at one number, it wouldn't be record, it wouldn't be knockouts, it wouldn't be experience. You would just look at who was younger. He's got an advantage. And we love to say he's got an age advantage. But all we're saying is speed. That's what we're saying when we say he's got an age advantage. He's the younger. We're just saying that we think he's going to be quicker than the other guy, and that is one deal with Justin Gaethje.
Chael did not give a clean, confident pick. Instead, he kept circling back to the same unanswered question. Is Paddy actually faster than Justin when it counts? He made it clear that if Paddy has that edge, he can win exchanges and possibly the fight. If not, Justin's style, experience, and willingness to trade could overwhelm him. For Chael, everything hangs on that one detail.
Like, there's ways to beat him. There's not many. There's guys that have beat him. There's not many. There's blueprints out there for how to beat Justin Gaethje, but there's not many. And the one thing they have in common is you gotta be quicker than him. You gotta be. Justin Gaethje, again, contrary to the way you might remember it, had one completed round against Khabib. That fight with Khabib ended somewhere around that 7.5 minute mark. But they had one completed round. That round was won by Justin Gaethje, and Khabib has only lost rounds to 3 people ever. Only 3 people have taken rounds off Khabib. So it's a pretty interesting thing. It really is. Justin Gaethje out-grappling him, hard to do. Out-striking him, hard to do. But the first step is if you can be faster. And I'm just asking you, is Paddy? Is he faster than Justin Gaethje?
Paul Felder broke down the styles of both fighters. He does not think Paddy can repeat the same approach he used against Michael Chandler. He feels Chandler's reckless style allowed Paddy to control that fight, while Justin is much tighter and smarter in close range. Felder points out that Justin still gets hit, but he does far more damage in exchanges and does not make the same big mistakes Chandler does. Even with that concern, Felder does not rule Paddy out at all. He believes Paddy keeps improving every time we see him, especially physically and in his striking. Felder also feels Justin's age and wear matter here, and that this timing favors Paddy more than people admit. In his view, this fight mostly stays on the feet, where the danger goes both ways. Luke Thomas felt the betting line would not stay the same for long and expected it to tighten as fight week gets closer. In his view, once people start digging into Justin's recent performances, the odds will move. Seeing Justin listed as the underdog caught his attention, and he did not think that would last. He also brought up the wear and tear on Justin's body, saying years of brutal fights have taken something away from him and could leave small chances for Paddy to exploit. He also stressed that Justin is still the sharper striker overall. Luke saw Justin as more polished and dangerous on the feet, but he cautioned fans not to dismiss Paddy too quickly. He highlighted how much stronger Paddy looks at lightweight now, and how effective he is at taking the back and staying there. If Paddy finds that position, Luke believed he could control the fight for long periods. Renato felt this was a risky fight, but he still leaned toward Paddy having a real chance to pull it off. He believed that if Justin does not get the job done early, the fight could slowly start turning. In his eyes, Paddy gets more dangerous as time goes on, especially once the fight hits the ground. He saw Paddy as strong, calm, and very good at capitalizing when opponents begin to fade. His submission game to Renato is still being overlooked and could surprise Justin at the worst moment. He also thought the odds were misleading and did not reflect how close this matchup really is. Renato felt this should be a much tighter fight on paper. He brought up Paddy's durability, pointing out that he has never been finished and keeps pushing no matter what. From Renato's perspective, that makes Paddy a nightmare opponent and not someone Justin can easily put away. With both fighters bringing very different strengths and ways of fighting, this matchup feels like one that could explode at any moment. Justin brings pressure, power, and a willingness to trade that usually forces chaos early. Paddy, on the other hand, fights with patience and confidence, mixing movement with smart decision making. That contrast alone makes the fight dangerous from the opening seconds. There is a real chance this does not reach the final bell. One clean exchange, a scramble, or a small mistake could swing everything. Are you backing Justin's experience and raw power, or Paddy's control, timing, and clever game plan? Let us know in the comments.